Hello, folks. It's Sunday, the 25th of May. Cheers. I'm coming on kind of self serving where I'm having a bit of stress and I need to talk to help to reduce my stress because that's all I can do about it at the moment. Cheers. So, we really are slaves to our devices. And by that I mean it's interesting the timing of it too. My phone died. My It's interesting that the battery decided to die after I reported the that sexual content to YouTube. It seems spooky, but it's probably nothing. But it's just the timing. But the phone went dead. I mean, it's like I had just charged it, used it to post on Facebook. Then I picked it up and it wouldn't turn on. So I go to Cricket where that's what I use. And the phone is so old that, they don't sell them anymore. And the receptionist there was no help at all. It's like she knew nothing. And so told me I needed to go to Mega Saver, which I said, whoa, is that where we're at? I never go to Mega Saver, to get gas. And sure enough, the place is just full of phones, and they got a tech guy, and he was able to ascertain that the battery was dead. The phone is that old. I don't even know how old. I just That's how I am. I just kind of just keep doing things. So I had to leave the phone there because he said the phone is so old that they'll have to order a battery for it. But what has me talking about it is the fact that I had a couple things come up this weekend where I needed to access my one of my bank accounts, and I can't do it because they want to verify I'm who I am by sending me a code to my phone. So I tried to go to the Mega Saver this morning, even though it's only been 2 days. They said it'd be 3 or 4 days, and the tech wasn't there yet. So I'm having a bit of anxiety. I know that we'll get this straightened out eventually, but the I thought that I would be able to access my bank account just through my email, but it has to send me a verification code to my phone, so I can't bank until I get the phone. That's the stress that I'm feeling that has me talking, so that I can just breathe and just deal with this and wait until I can get it all straightened out. I did go to the Mega Saver this just now because of this. And sure enough, I don't expect that the battery will have been ordered or received yet. I hope it's been ordered. But I went there, and the tech guy's not in until 10, so that was a wasted trip. Not a wasted trip, but you know what I'm saying? So I'm just here kind of venting a little bit of stress. I can't call anybody. I can't call my sister. And I'm not big on the phone, but what I'm realizing is how interconnected everything is, and how the phone is really a central part of our lives these days. This happened on Friday. Yeah, it happened on Friday. So I've been without a phone since then. I have I had a good day yesterday in that I just reminded myself, I've been alive most of my life without a phone attached to my hip. Um, Having a phone available for emergencies was always the case. I don't even have that. But once I got past that anxiety, knowing that I can, push come to shove, obviously physically go where I need to go, unless I'm incapacitated. But also there is a certain amount of a definite amount of communication that can be done through the computer and the internet. Excuse me. So I let my sisters know through Instagram that I don't have a phone for now because we're in contact almost every day on the phone through group messaging. So just on top of that, I went to make coffee yesterday, and it's a cheap coffee maker, Mr. Coffee, that you can buy for like less than $30. I don't think I had that coffee maker for a year, maybe, but it died. I went out and it made a pot yesterday, but the heating element was dead. So that's what I did this morning. Is I went and got a new coffee maker, and I stopped in at the Mega Saver to check on the phone. The tech guy wasn't in yet, and I can't just call. Hey, by the way, I have to go. So what I want to find out today is if can I transfer my account to a new phone without that phone being accessible to me because it's dead. I'm trying to think that it probably is, but even then, if it is, Cricket doesn't open until noon, so I just have to chill out, okay, and just wait to settle this. It is emblematic in a way of how I am. It's like I'm in the moment. The phone. I don't know how many years I've had it. I guess I've had it longer than I realize. But the battery died. It's not something that you think. I just didn't occur to me. Oh, maybe I need a new phone for the battery pretty soon. The thought really just didn't occur to me. So anyway, this is for me, and also it may be of use to some of you folks. I don't talk on the phone a lot. Now that was the thing, is that if I lose all my contacts and have to start over again, that will suck. But I don't call people, but I have the contacts. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have that list of contacts backed up anywhere physically, and that's what I'm thinking. I need to get this settled and have some backup. So to discuss music, my last post, I posted a poll, and one of the polls was Eddie Jobson. That prompted a comment about Eddie Jobson's playing on Jethro Tull's album A. So I pulled it because I have it, and I bought this used and never connected with it. I just bought it for my Jethro Tull collection, gave it probably a cursory listen or two back in the day, and then just filed it. So I listened to this all the way yesterday, and I hear where Eddie Jobson's contribution, the way he plays, is used well. But I also hear where the reason why I'm not a bigger Jethro Tull listener, when they came out at first, I thought they were fantastic, and they were. But there's an element of, to me, adolescent, I may be getting it wrong, but there's an aspect of adolescent humor that I don't really connect with here, and maybe I'm misinterpreting it. There's parts of the way that Ian Anderson sings that seem kind of silly. There's some other little things on here. It's like, yeah, if I was younger, this would make a stronger impression. So Jethro Tull is the sort of band that they're part of my collection permanently, but I don't listen to them anymore, and I have no real interest in their new records, although I check out the videos when they make videos for the new songs. This is also another one where I didn't buy it. This is from my friend Paul Cuevas, rest in peace, from his record collection, which after people ransacked his house, come to find out that he had left the record collection to me, what was left of it after folks ransacked the house. But that's the cat damage. That's where I got this copy. So I can share that. It was enjoyable, I know, but it was just like those are the observations I came away with from it. There's certain music from my childhood that to me doesn't sound like childhood music still. It's not stuck in my past. Some music, like a lot of, honestly, Jethro Tull and other bands like that, it's a nostalgic listen. Some Genesis is like that. It's like it's a nostalgia listen. It's not like interesting. I mentioned this the other day. When I listen to Joy Division, that music sounds present to me. Even though it's old, it sounds here and now. There's a timeless quality to it. Not all music can do that. Even as I listen back to some of my own music, I can hear where, I'll do that differently now. I do that differently now. Oh, that's kind of aged. I think it's kind of inescapable. So when we're able to create works that transcend that, that's pretty cool. The only other record I played because not because it's just I did other stuff, but I did play a record besides the Jethro Tull yesterday. Jagged Jazzist. I've shown this before. When I first got this, I showed this. It's got the Starfire. It's got a nice lenticular cover where the back in particular is where it shows off. See that? That's nice. This is a very good band. I think they're, I know they're European, possibly Norwegian or Swedish. Oslo. That's where it was recorded, in Oslo, Norway. Black vinyl. This is they have a unique sound. They call themselves Jagged Jazzist because it's not rock at all, but it doesn't try to sound like it's jazz. This is an example of what I consider modern day prog. Notice I don't use the word rock, just progressive music. Really good. So I actually played side 2 twice because it's so good. If you see this, Sean, you sent me a link to your movie about the trees, and it was just didn't keep my interest. Good luck to you with your work, though. You know, I'm just one person, so whatever that movie means to you or someone else, it didn't catch me that time. Maybe another time it will catch my interest. But that's mainly what I'm coming on, is to do that, to talk about this. It is helping my anxiety because it sucks. It's like you don't want to feel tied to devices, but we are. That brings up what what I did do yesterday. I watched several discussions between modern day thinkers. I'm not going to bother to pull up the names, but modern day thinkers, particularly people who have been involved in the development of artificial intelligence. And I watched several discussions yesterday. For hours, I watched people discussing the future of AI, which in fact is not the future, it's here now. But we don't, as average people, we don't recognize it yet. We're using AI in many ways that we don't even realize, as well as ways that are conscious. And what I get from all these people is that the genie is out of the bottle, and we don't know what's next. We don't know what the complete ramifications of superintelligence is, because for a number of reasons, and one of them is the fact that the intelligence is smarter than us. And the discussion on whether or not robots can become consciousness. What is it? Intelligence and information are not consciousness. We have intelligence and information, but we also have sentience, consciousness. And there's the big discussion: can computers become conscious? Um, so far, most people don't think so. I'm not a scientist, but I think it is possible that the accumulation of information um, and use of it, and then the fact that the start of artificial intelligence is human intelligence, but because of the way that they're feeding the AI models, where they suck up everything that they can be fed, they talk about, these thinkers are talking about how we're at a point now where computers are starting to rehash and learn on top of their own learning, which means it's now completely artificial. And we cannot predict whether or not that could lead to an awareness on the computer's part of it being an I. Like I said, this is a self-indulgent video. I needed this for my stress, so I'm just talking about what's in my mind. I think about stuff like this, have been for a long time, even since I was a kid. The fact about being alive, being an I, Dereck, in this analog unit. I've always wondered about death. It's like, so after death, the transmission ends to this analog. The energy that did that doesn't die. We don't know what happens to it. And so I've always wondered, indeed, is there another I that I can experience after this one expires, because that energy lives on? Not that it's going to be Dereck, I'll be someone else completely, but I'll be experiencing that I. Do you follow me? Kind of like the idea of where some people who as young children will swear they for a long until they get to a certain age that they remember a past life, and these memories have been researched, and they turn out to be true, that the person actually existed. That's one of the thoughts. It's like, well, that seems like it's possible that this analog, once it's over, the spark that drove it can reconfigure in another I, or it can go back to the ether. Who knows? So with that connected to the idea of artificial intelligence, it seems to me possible that an accumulation of information and use, which can come down to experience, can create a subset of thinking on the computer's part, because they're not just task oriented, their AI is at the point, and I don't know for how long it's been doing this, where they make decisions. And I understand that they've been using this over there in Ukraine, using AI to Russia's using AI to figure out where to bomb and stuff, and other stuff in over in the Middle East too. Drones that are, there's no human involved. It takes the suggestion from AI, and that's what they do. So it seems possible to me that computers and AI could become conscious. The other thing that they talked about, I'm going to just talk. You don't have to watch this. Maybe I can find the one guy, because there's this idea that we are in a dystopia right now, and that our use of technology and the way that it is advancing is faster than we can keep up with. And so the idea that the near future of AI and man's use of it feeds into this dystopian view. But these guys are saying in the long run, they see utopian. Noah, you all know Noah Harari is one I was listening to. Anish Acharya, Dave London, Salim Ismail, Robert Scoble. There's another guy I was watching the other day. Mo Gaudat, and then another Dr. Yogi Hendlin. These are intelligent people with some very interesting ideas. And I love scientists and thinkers like that who are wise enough to say, well, we don't know. This is what we're coming up with. And that also feeds into the realization of just how bad things are in the world because of world leaders, because the world leaders are not on this level of intelligence or wisdom at all. And their thinking is not aligned with progress or the real needs of humans. They're just focused on the power grab. And so that is why we're stuck in this dystopian for the near future. It makes sense to me that in the long run, all of this could lead to a utopian future where the intelligence is utilized in a way that right now it's not, because everything right now is selfish and for gain. My thought about that is that it seems possible that there could be a utopian future, but I'll be dead. It won't happen. I'd have to live past 100. I'd love to live to 100 years old, even though life is rough and going to get rougher. I'd like to see. But these conversations, that's kind of what has had my interest this weekend. It does all the time, but that's what I was doing with my time rather than playing records, absorbing these conversations and contemplating. So I'll wrap up with this. My thought is that in reality, mankind, and that's what we say, humankind, maybe that's the better word to use now to be all inclusive. I'm not talking about men, I'm talking about humans. I dare say, and I think other wise thinkers know, that humankind has for a long time had the answer to our problems. We have the answer, but we cannot implement it because of selfishness. What is our bottom line worldwide? Profit. And as a result of that bottom line profit, it sets us up to do what? Not cooperate, but to what's the word? Compete. And so, if indeed we were able to get to a point where, like they're doing with CERN, although we don't exactly know what's going on with CERN, but we know that the CERN thing in Switzerland happened as a result of agreement between countries that this technology and this research will benefit us all. Let's all throw our hat in the ring. Supposedly that's what's happened with CERN. So on the surface, it appears that it's possible for us to cooperate on that level. But as I think about these things, and it's not a new thought, but it's what I've been thinking, cooperation, not competitiveness. That's the answer. Really, it sounds simple. It's very complex, but that's at the base of it. It's like we would be able to make the paradigm shift in global thinking from competing to one another and fear to realizing we're all in this together and no one can escape our shared destiny. So we ought to work together to make it better. Ain't going to happen in my lifetime. So talking has really helped. It's 10 o'clock now. I'm not going to go back to the Mega Saver right now. I'm going to wait until noon when Cricket opens, just in case I find out. So if I find out that I can transfer my account to a new phone with that one being dead, but with all my information intact, I'm going to get a new phone today. And if not, I'll just wait. But it is anxiety producing, the fact that there's certain functions that I can't do, like access my bank right now because online, because it wants to confirm it through a message to my phone. I don't have my phone. So thanks for listening, folks. Stephanie, if you see this, leave a message. Let me know that you saw this. I spoke to Adrian through Instagram yesterday, told her to tell you that I'm phoneless. So, okay, take care.